Hello friend, in today's lectures we are going to discuss about the bending of beam, and due to the bending actions shear stresses and bending stresses are induced in it. Also we will discuss about the ordinary bending and pure bending, and in addition to that the stress distribution diagrams for the bending actions. Let's see this figure 1. In this figure 1, a simply supported beam is subjected to the vertical loading, or you may say transverse loading. When the load acts on that beam, it deflects from its original positions in the y directions. In second figure, it is a cantilever beam. Load is acting, transverse load is acting at the free end, and again here beam is also in deflects in the y directions, and these actions is known as the bending. It means when the transverse loading act on the beam, it deflects from its positions. That's called as the bending, or it's also called as flexures. When we consider the simply supported beam, at that time beam is deflects in this manner. So you may say here it is a sagging pattern, sagging bending moment, and where in case of cantilever beam it is a hogging pattern, or you may say hogging bending. So when this beam is bent in the sagging positions in that side, due to this axis, that axis we may say it is a neutral axis, which is passes from the centroidal axis of the sections and forms a two sections of that beam. So at the upper sections of that beam, here in that side compression zone, whereas at the below side there is a tension zone. Whereas if we compare here cantilever beam, in that side tension zone at upper side, whereas compression zone is a below side in the cantilever beam. It means compressive stresses and tensile stresses are set up due to the bending actions. So the internal stresses induced to resist this bending moment are called as bending stresses, whereas the internal stresses induced and to resist the shear forces are known as the shear stresses. In that side we have seen here, at one side compressive stresses we have shown in that figure, whereas at below side tensile stresses are induced, whereas in the cantilever beam tensile stresses are induced at the upper zone of the neutral axis, whereas compressive stresses are induced at the lower level or lower zone of the neutral axis. So here what is meant by neutral axis? The intersection of the neutral layer with any normal cross section of the beam is known as the neutral axis, and this axis is always passed from the centroidal axis. And now if we see here, at upper side compressive stresses are induced, at lower side tensile stresses are induced, but at the neutral layer stresses are zero, bending stresses are zero, or no any kind of stress are induced at the neutral axis. So you may say here the axis at which the bending stresses or stresses will be zero, that axis is also known as neutral axis. Now let's see what is meant by ordinary bending and pure bending. For the ordinary bending, just we consider a simply supported beam in which transverse loading act. In that case shear force and bending moment act on it. So if we have to plot the shear force diagram for this, in that case this dimension span is length L, this L by 2, this also L by 2, and here according to our sign conventions the shear forces are set up in the beam section, this positive shear force, this negative shear force, this is the shear force diagram SFD. In that case, if we have to plot this bending moment diagram, so for that section, bending moment diagram will be positive bending moment diagram. We may say that is BMD. In this case, when the shear force and bending moment set up in the beam section, then at that time that bending is known as ordinary bending. Bending is known as ordinary bending. Whereas if we consider another side in these sections, here simply supported beam we are considering here also, that A point, B point, W load is acting on the beam sections. So in that side also, if we have to draw its bending moment as shear force diagram, then shear force diagram will be for these sections, this W, this positive die shear force, this negative. So this complete SFD in that case, that the L length. So this we may say this is W, this W. So here W and this also load W. And for this bending moment diagram, so in this case, if we observe these sections, between these 2 points, we may say this point, if I say this C and D, between the span C and D, there is zero shear force. Shear force is 0. So when the shear force is 0, at that time that bending is known as pure bending. Only bending moment will take place. Only bending moment will take place is known as pure bending or simple bending. So this is the difference between pure bending and ordinary bending. Just I am repeating that when the shear force and bending moment are set up in the beam section, then that bending is known as ordinary bending, and where the only bending moment take place, and in addition, in other words, we may say shear force will be 0. In that case, bending is known as pure bending or simple bending. I hope you understood the difference between ordinary bending and simple bending. Now let's see the assumption in theory of simple bending. The material of the beam is homogeneous and isotropic. That is, beam is made up of the same material throughout and having the same elastic properties in all direction. That is the meaning of homogeneous and isotropic. Beam is subjected to pure bending. It means only bending moment will induce. At that time, shear stresses will be 0. Third point is the beam material is stressed within the elastic limit. It means it obeys the Hooke's law. When the load removed, beam should become to its original size and shape. Next, fourth point, the modulus of elasticity for the beam material in tensile or in tension or in compression must be same. The beam material is a straight before loading and is having the uniform cross section throughout. And last point of that assumption is each layer of the beam is free to expand or contract independently of layer above or below it. I hope you understood what is meant by bending, shear stress, bending stress, and difference between pure ordinary bending and pure bending.